The option to download all MP3 segments of a dialogue individually, in a zip file, that the voicedscripts.com web app enables, makes it possible to easily create picture narrations with audio. In this video, we'll show you an example of how to create a very simple picture narration in Microsoft PowerPoint. For purposes of illustration, we will use this dialogue that we already used in an earlier how-to video. At the voicedscripts.com website, we click on the Start Right Away button. And at the first screen that follows, we submit the dialog.docx file for processing. Next, we assign voices to the narrator, to Jane, and to John. We skip the other voices, scrolling down, and then click on the Submit Your Selection button. We make sure there are no spelling errors or other mistakes in the text, and then click on the I want to buy the voiced script button. On the next screen, we pay simply by using our available on-demand credits, and proceed. Having become accustomed to the interface, we immediately click on the Go to My Downloads button. As we progressed quite quickly through the steps, the file appears as pending this time, so we wait for 10 seconds for processing to finish. We then click on Refresh. The file is ready now. We can listen to the dialogue.
On a cloudy September afternoon, while walking in the park, Jane and John's paths crossed, literally. They had not seen each other for a long time.
Hi. How have you been?
Quite well, thank you. And yourself?
Just at that moment they heard a loud noise. Lightning had struck a nearby tree.
This was scary.
Yes, it was. The weather is getting worse.
This time though, we will click on the link for the zip file, to download the zip file, instead of the entire dialogue. You can, of course, download both the full dialogue as well as the zip file, if you wish. We now locate the zip file in our downloads and extract its contents. Since the zip file is not compressed, almost any operating system will be able to facilitate this step. As you can see, we now have access to the individual audio segments. The folder also includes a CSV file with data about the dialogue, separated by semicolon. This file includes references in at least 3 columns. One for the MP3 files in the folder. One for referencing the reader voices numerically. Where there are file insertions, referring to those. And one with the designations of the speaking characters. With the individual audio segments at hand, we can now move on to creating the PowerPoint presentation. For purposes of this simple illustration, we will just insert a background image by selecting the Insert menu item and then choosing Pictures. From the Insert menu, we will choose Icons, then select the Cutout People option. Once inserted, we can resize and reposition. And finally, we will insert a callout shape, once again from the Insert menu, choosing Shapes. We can then reformat the callout as we like. In order to speed up the illustration, we have already prepared 8 slides based on the method just described. It is important to note that for all slides, in the Transitions menu, advancing slides after 0 seconds should be checked, as this will advance the slideshow based on the timings of the audio segments. We will now select each of the slides one by one and insert the corresponding MP3. Click on the Insert menu item, then choose Audio, and select the audio segment from the folder we unzipped earlier. Then click on the Custom Playback menu item and check the Hide During Show checkbox and select Start Automatically. We repeat these steps for each slide in the presentation. When the 8th slide has also been prepared this way, the slideshow is ready. Let's take a look.
On a cloudy September afternoon, while walking in the park, Jane and John's paths crossed, literally. They had not seen each other for a long time.
Hi. How have you been?
Quite well, thank you. And yourself?
Just at that moment they heard a loud noise. Lightning had struck a nearby tree.
This was scary.
Yes, it was. The weather is getting worse.
That's it. This was a demonstration of how to create a simple picture narration in Microsoft PowerPoint.